Hey guys, it's DM Mark. So today we ran a special quest for the party where we encountered a underground tomb after the party was sent to investigate this barn on the outskirts of town. Once the party made it into the barn, they found a bunch of corpses where horses and cows and everything had been dismembered. And then they found a trap door that was hidden underneath a pile of straw where something had crawled up and had killed a bunch of livestock. So once they got down to the tunnel, they made their way down to the south landing here. Which, bear with me one second, I'm going to go ahead and move the barn out of the way. There we go, that's better. So once they made their way down the tunnel underneath the barn, they made themselves into this little catacomb area. And of course there's the three walkways, the one of which had a portcullis. Not sure if you can see it over there. They immediately made their way over here, and they found these two large urns, and then these animated mummies, which once they touched the urns, they animated and attacked the party. They then made their way over towards this storage area, and they found where there was a bunch of burial salts and all types of alchemical reagents, where it looked like this had once been some type of temple where people had consecrated undead. They made their way over to this small little chamber where there's some skeletons, just kind of slow the party down. And then they made their way down this tunnel where they encountered some type of ghost that was once a priest of Orcus. And then we found a treasure room that was oddly unlocked, even though there was a horrible trap that the thief was able to find and disarm at the last moment. Over here we had a large sacrificial pool of blood that was still bubbling. See, once they made their way back to the main chamber, they had to get past some traps and some mechanical devices to get through these portcullises. And they actually encountered another mummy, which this one was much more dangerous than the previous one. It had some spell casting abilities. Then down here was a locked room, and there was a healing fountain that they were finally able to break into. And then once they made their way down this way towards the end of this tunnel, they found this weird sacrificial room with these weird decorations on the floor and these four canoptic jars, which they were actually all facing each other. Now, they actually figured out, due to some writing on the wall and the linguistic checks, that basically what they had to do is they had to point all four of these in the opposite directions, one north, south, west, and east. And basically what it is, when they were all pointed together, it actually kept the spirit, the ghost that was in this dungeon, from respawning. So they were able to figure out the puzzle and then the kind of cryptic clues. And once they did that, the ghost was actually released from its prison. And then there was actually a stasis field that came across this direction and then actually released these ghouls, which were once the priest. Now, what they did not figure out at the time was how exactly something had gotten out that way through the actual top of the barn itself. And basically what happened is they had pieced together, using survival, that something had come up through this little water, little chamber, and actually burrowed through the wall. Somehow made it past this guy, or I guess I should say was chased past that guy, made it through the portcullises, which actually set off a trap which closed them. And then it actually went up through the steps and came up into the barn itself, and that was what had killed and slaughtered the creatures and made its way off into the forest. So at the end of the quest, the party still needs to track down what it was that came from the underground cavern that made it out. So whether or not they find that in the next quest or not, we're not quite sure. But that was pretty much it for this particular quest. You may hear in the background there we have some Sirenscape playing in the background there. So I believe that is the Skin Saw Ghoul attack sound set, which definitely compensated this particular map very, very well. And yeah, that was it for this session, guys. Thanks for watching, and we got some new videos coming out in the next couple of days, so just definitely stay tuned, guys. Bye-bye.